Hello, reader, and thank you for joining me for another Morpheme Matrices. Today we are in Lesson 2 of words with the base word or root word rupt. As we said before, this week our skill is learning about words from the root word rupt, which means to break or to burst. Rupt is a bound root, which means it cannot stand on its own as a word. Root words can have affixes added to them to create new and connected words. Today, instead of prefixes, we're going to be adding suffixes. Of course, suffixes go to the end of a word, and when you add them to a word, you slightly change the meaning to a more precise definition. Today, we're going to practice adding some suffixes to our root. We're going to add s, which is a plural or a change in verb tense, ed, which is a change to past tense, and an ing, which is a present verb tense. With that said, let's give it a try. So we have our root rupt, and then we have rupt plus s is rupts. I know we're thinking rupts, but you know what? Rupts is actually not a word. We're going to have to add a prefix. So let's put that prefix we learned yesterday, e, which means out, to it. And so we remember yesterday that erupt was to break or burst out. So if we add s to it, what's our new word? Erupts, that's correct. Can you figure out what that means? Morphologically, the word erupts is a verb which consists of the root word erupt, which means to break out suddenly, plus the suffix s, which indicates that action is happening in the present tense for a singular subject. In a sentence, we might say, the volcano erupts every few years, sending lava and ash into the air. Let's try another one. We're going to start with rupt again. We're going to add ed. Now we know when we add ed, it's a change to past tense. Rupt, of course, means to break or burst. Now again, this is another word that you cannot put together just by itself. So we're going to have to add another prefix to it. So we'll choose one we did yesterday. We're going to do disrupt. Dis means not or apart, or break or burst. So we're going to be breaking apart, we learned yesterday, or bursting apart when you disrupt something. If we change it to past tense, what's our new word? Disrupted, that's correct. And can you figure out what it means? Morphologically, the word disrupted is a verb that literally means to break apart or to interrupt. The root disrupt comes from the Latin prefix dis, meaning away, apart or away, and rupt, which means to break. The suffix ed indicates past tense, showing that the action of causing disorder or an interruption has already occurred. It's already happened. In a sentence, we might say, the loud thud disrupted the students reading in the library. Let's try one more. Now, rupt, if we were going to add ing, same thing we're going to do. So we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and add a prefix from yesterday. This is a word we did with lesson 1. We're going to add inter, which means between, rupt, which means to break or burst, and ing, which is a present verb tense. So I wonder what our word will be. Interrupting is correct. Can you figure out what that means? Morphologically, the word interrupting is a verb that is composed of 3 main parts. The prefix inter, which means between or among, indicating something occurring in the middle of or breaking into a process. The word rupt means to break, which gives the word its central idea of disruption. Lastly, the suffix ing is a verb-forming ending that signifies the present participle, indicating the action is ongoing. It's happening right now. Together, these elements form the word interrupting, which means breaking into or stopping the flow or continuity of something. In a sentence, we might say, the tapping noise was interrupting the reading class. And that's our last one for this lesson. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and we will see you back in lesson 3. Until then, happy reading.